Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today, we're going to list the top 7 most underrated cards in the opinion of yours truly in Clash Royale. I know a lot of you guys like these kind of list ranking opinion videos. Let me know what you want the next topic to be in the comments below, and maybe I'll cover it in my next vid. For now, these aren't going to be in any particular order because I love all 7 of these cards, and it's like picking from your children. It's very difficult to pick a favorite. So let's just start out with the Wizard. I think the Wizard is actually a really good card, and the win percentage of 58% in Arena 12 would actually back me up in terms of statistics. It does an incredible amount of DPS, much higher than the Executioner, believe it or not, which a lot of people favor over the Wizard, especially after the nerf to NATO. I think that the Wizard, the fact that he fires much faster than the Executioner, despite even the 2-time hit of the Executioner, I think the Wizard, plus he's rare, a free-to-play support card, I think that the Wizard is definitely an underrated card. Now, I said 58% win rate. It actually goes higher and higher and higher the lower you get on ladder, and at tournament level standard, he still wins more than he loses, which is pretty good. I think that Wizard is a really solid card. Card number 2 is going to be Hunter. No surprise here. If there had to be a winner, it probably would have been Hunter. I think he is an incredible card, incredibly powerful. For whatever reason, the use rates just aren't there, making him underrated in my eyes. Think about this, guys. At very close range, the Hunter's shot at point blank or close to, basically so all his bullets hit the intended target, is almost as strong as the P.E.K.K.'s swing, which is incredible considering the Hunter can shoot air targets and can deal with swarm targets. That's a lot of damage output on the Hunter. To boot, he also counters the Hog and the Goblin Barrel without taking any tower damage if placed in the appropriate time and area. So the Hunter is an incredibly powerful card. I don't know why he's not in more decks right now, because he is probably my favorite card in the game. I'm sorry, Ice Wizard. I'm sorry, Ice Wiz. So card number 3 is going to be Zappies. I really like Zappies. They're boasting a 68% win rate and grand challenges. Zappies are the ultimate counter and answer to the Goizen meta. It's because Poison still takes 6 seconds to kill Zappies, usually allowing the defender to play them in the same lane and stopping a big giant push, giant Prince push, or stopping Prince, stopping bridge spam. Zappies do a really good job at that. And then Zappies, the fact that they do die to Fireball instantly, actually helps a lot of decks where they're used as Fireball bait. I do think that even splitting Zappies can be a good, powerful defensive play, because who wants to really play anything into 2 or 1 Zappies? It kind of puts the defender at a loss in terms of what their best next move should be. I think that Zappies are a really, really good anti-beatdown, anti-spam, anti-charge units Prince, Dark Prince, Battle Ram, Bandit card. So Zappies gets my vote for most underrated card, or one of the 7 most underrated cards. Next up is the Zappies' distant cousin or mother or aunt. It's Sparky. Now, what if I told you that Sparky, at tournament level standard, Sparky has a higher win rate than Hog, Ewiz, P.E.K.K.A, and X-Bow? Granted, the use rate is a little bit lower too, so those are kind of skewed because there's more people playing a card. Oftentimes, that gives the win rate a little bit down, right? But all things being equal, Sparky is actually a competitively viable card. Just look at players like Asocini, Sensei Beast, who I just recently had on the channel. There's a lot of players who actually prefer Sparky decks in a competitive environment. Now, most of you guys aren't pro players. I'm not a pro player, but Sparky can be a pain to deal with as a defender. When I go up against a Sparky deck, just me personally, when I go up against an Elite Barbarian deck or a Royal Giant deck or something like that, even on my free-to-play account, I'm just like, okay, I got this. I can kite, I can do some stuff, right? Going up against a Sparky deck oftentimes can be incredibly challenging, and not many people run Rocket anymore. I think that Sparky is a really, really good card, especially in the Zap Bait meta, where more people are starting to run Log because of Rascals and Bait, and it opens up an opportunity to play Sparky a little bit more in those Zap Baity decks, where you can get them to use Zap on your Spirit Goblins or your Bats or your Skeleton Army, and then it's going to be very difficult to deal with a giant Sparky push. Sparky gets my vote as an underrated card in the game, even though she could probably stand to benefit from a little tiny buff. Next on the list is going to be Giant Skeleton. Giant Skeleton is probably the quintessential example of an underrated card, in my opinion. It's very easy to get a positive elixir trade off of a Giant Skelly. He can totally negate an entire lane, totally shut it down, guys. There's nothing better than a Giant Skeleton being played on offense, on your side of the arena, of course, and then, you know, your opponent drops 3 Musketeers, something like that. It's like, no big deal. No big deal. He'll take care of all the defending troops. You never really have to worry about a counter push with the Giant Skeleton. If I was going to suggest a slight buff to Giant Skeleton, I think we have to be careful because he could easily ruin the game too. He could shut down everything. But I would maybe the duration of the bomb, maybe take it a little bit lower, a little bit shorter of a time so we can kill the defending troops who happen to be fast moving, who are right on top of him. That would be a big buff too. Next on the list is another one. I think that Royal Ghost and Hunter are my 2 favorites on this list personally. I'm curious to hear what you guys think and what cards you think I left off the list. But Royal Ghost, man. In my eyes, he's still a top 5 legendary card, ladies and gentlemen. You can still get so much value out of Royal Ghost. He counters swarm units. He provides so much value. He's even good at kind of acting like a pseudo knight in situations where you need that extra melee ground troop, and the splash damage, the invisibility, all for 3 elixir. I play a lot of Royal Ghost, guys, and the number of times a sneaky Royal Ghost will just get to the opponent's tower while they're concentrating on something else, or while they don't have a great answer, they don't have an Ice Golem in hand, man, I can't even count. And once he gets to the tower, he does a lot of damage. I think that Royal Ghost is one of the best legendary cards in the game. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I love Royal Ghost. He's a great card. And then last but not least on our list today is going to be a card that might surprise a lot of people. It's Rascals. And the reason I say Rascals, it's still early, guys. But a lot of people are hating on the Rascals, on my boy and my girls. You see what I did there? Anyway, the Rascals are a really solid card, and I hear even the pro community is divided on this. The pros that I talk to, some of them say that Rascals are sneaky, low-key OP. Other pros say they're worthless, they're useless, they're a crappy card. So I am definitely in the camp that they are low-key OP, if you want to use that terminology. Just look at Big Spin's Graveyard deck, who will be on the channel soon, by the way. For 10 elixir, which is a lot of elixir, you can drop Rascals at the bridge and then Graveyard. Boom. That is really difficult to deal with for the defender, especially in double elixir. Even if they have poison, it's challenging because you have to account for the girl Rascals, you have to account for the boy Rascal, and that's just an aggressive spam play. What about all the more nuanced ways to use Rascals? As a matter of fact, the #1 Grand Challenge deck right now in the world, win percentage, based on win percentage, is Lava Loon with Rascals. Rascals fit in a variety of different archetypes. I've even been sent messages by free-to-play players using Rascals and Mortar saying that this is my favorite deck ever. Rascals and Mortar. It's free-to-play friendly, it's all common cards, and I love it. I think that Rascals are going to have a very healthy spot in the meta, especially for free-to-play players who are looking for that great answer to cards like Elite Barbarians, right? Rascals do a great job at that. So guys, that is my list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think of the video? A little bit shorter for an opinion video, but I felt like we talked about a lot here. I want to get your opinions. Can't wait to read the comments on this video. Huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information as well, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.